Welcome back to the second part of the video for section 7.2. We had just learned to multiply a monomial times a binomial. We learned to multiply two binomials together, and now we're going to look at what happens when you have a trinomial. Honestly, there is nothing new here to see, just practicing some that are a little more complex and a little longer. But mathematically, there's nothing new. So let's take a few examples, and that's it. All you got to do. We'll call this example A. So I'm going to start with a monomial. I'm going to multiply 2x times x squared plus 3x plus 6. Okay, so we have a monomial, 2x, times a trinomial, a quadratic trinomial. That's a trinomial of degree 2. Anyways, you're going to do what you think you're going to do. You're going to distribute. So just make sure that you distribute that monomial in, distribute by, I guess, all three of the terms in the trinomial. So here we go. 2x times x squared, that's going to give you 2x cubed. 2x times 3x, that'll give you 6x squared. And 2x times 6, that'll give you 12x. There are no like terms to combine. You're done. Put a box around it and call it good. Okay, now let's try the hard one. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go for a binomial times a trinomial. So something like this. So we have a binomial, x plus 2 times a trinomial. I bet you can figure out how the pattern is going to work. We're just going to distribute and then distribute again. So we're going to distribute the x times all three terms in this trinomial. So here we go. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times negative 2x is negative 2x squared. And x times negative 6 is negative 6x. So that's the first one. I've now distributed the x, and now I'm going to distribute the 2. So it says plus 2. So I'm going to distribute the 2 times all three terms in this trinomial. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times negative 2x is negative 4x. And 2 times 6 is negative 12. And now I need to go hunting for like terms. There are going to be some like terms here. So to highlight in yellow, these are my squared terms. These all both have an x squared, so they're going to get combined. And then these two guys have an x, so they're going to be combined. Keep in mind that the sign in front of the term belongs to that term. So it says minus 2x squared. That means that this 2x squared is negative. If you wanted to, you can make this into plus a negative, plus a negative, plus a negative, plus a negative. So you can remember that that negative belongs to the term that comes right after it. So anyways, your final answer is going to be x cubed. Negative 2x squared and positive 2x squared, they actually cross each other out. They're opposites. So they just go away. And then negative 6x and negative 4x gives you negative 10x, and then plus negative 12. So your final answer is x cubed minus 10x minus 12. Long, but really it's the same thing, right? So let's do one last one, and this is going to be your final exam. So you're going to pause the video, and you can see if you can do it. I'm going to make it really, really, really hard, because instead of using x, I'm going to use a. So a plus 5 times a squared minus 2a plus 4. Okay? At this point, absolutely pause the video and see if you can do it. Here's what you should have done. A times a squared is a cubed. A times negative 2a is negative 2a squared. A times 4 is 4a. Now let's do the 5. 5 times a squared is 5a squared. 5 times negative 2a is negative 10a. 5 times 4 is 20. Now I'm going to go find like terms. These guys have a squared. And notice I highlighted the minus in front of it because that minus belongs to the 2a squared. The 2a squared is negative. And then I have a plus 4a and a minus 10a. So my final answer is a cubed negative 2a and positive 5a, oh, excuse me, negative 2a squared and positive 5a squared gives me 3a squared, so plus 3a squared. 4a and negative 10a gives me negative 6a, and then there's a plus 20 all by himself at the end. So this is a 4-term polynomial of degree 3, a third degree polynomial or a cubic polynomial with 4 terms. Okay, there really is nothing else in this assignment that you need to do. I'm looking at your book, and maybe, okay, I will do one more, but I don't know if you need this, but just in case, there's a question where they have a trinomial in the front. Oops. Sorry about that. They have the trinomial in the front. And then they're multiplying it times a binomial at the back. So I think it's pretty obvious to you, but if you wanted to, you could switch those around. You could put the binomial in front and the trinomial second. But you can just leave it like this and just keep in mind that it's the same thing. The pattern doesn't change. You distribute everything in the first one times everything in the second one. So for example, this would look like this. You want to try it yourself first? Yeah, you should. In other words, I'm going to distribute this guy times both of them, and then I'm going to distribute the 2x times both of the terms in the binomial, and then distribute the 3 times both the terms in the binomial. Make sure you get to try it first. Okay, so we should have had this. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 2 is 2 negative 2x squared. Then 2x times x is 2x squared. And 2x times negative 2 is minus 4x. New color. Then negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And then negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. So you're going to have to multiply 6 times. Again, but it's kind of backwards from letter C. So that's going to give me x cubed. Let me find my like terms here. Those are like terms. And these are like terms. Hey, look at that. That happened again. That negative 2x squared and positive 2x squared cross each other out, so there's no x squared term. Negative 4x and negative 3x make negative 7x, and then plus 6. So even if you have the trinomial in the front, it's not a big deal. It's the same pattern every time. As long as you get that pattern down, you're going to be good. Not too hard, huh? You got this. If you have questions, please do ask. Come to the meets because we're going to practice these things. And I will see you guys in lesson 7.3, which we're also doing this week. And 7.3 doesn't actually have anything new. It's going to be more of this. So if you've got this, you're going to get 7.3, no problem. I'll see you soon.